Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Magic Mike here and we are playing Cossacks 3. This is a sequel not to Cossacks 2 but to Cossacks 1. Cossacks 1 is actually pretty old. I myself have never played it, but I've seen it. Cossacks 2 has nothing to do with the other two games. Its style is completely different. But that is besides the point, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the show on the road. I will demonstrate to you how the game plays through a quick random map. Let's see the settings here. I typically don't like Mediterranean. Land is usually what most people play. As of yet, this game was released last week. Brand new. Let's go single continent. It's got a decent amount of land space for you. And I can also show you a bit of the water. Don't know if we're going to be using... Actually, you know what? Let's go several continents. Continents. So I can demonstrate to you a bit of the naval aspect as well. This doesn't really matter to me all that much. Austria, that's fine. We can do Austria. Whoa. This dude's giving me the death stare, bro. His haircut's kind of scarier though. I don't know if I like it. He's got like menacing comb over. Oh, we're in the game. Okay, we're gonna immediately build town centers. That's how you produce more of these workers here, referred to as peasants. No surprise there. They are peasants. Look at these men. Look at them. Actually, their clothes are pretty swagalicious, I have to say. Let's have a couple of you guys build a blacksmith right off the spot. Just cause the faster you can get things out, the better off you'll be. Because in this game, if you ever played strategy games before, this game in particular, you need to play very aggressive. You need to be on top of your economy, on top of your building. Because it's easy to fall behind, really easy. I should not be doing this like this. Actually, I should go like that. There we go. You guys go cut your wood. What are you guys gonna do? What are you guys gonna do? Yeah. I know. Okay, you guys go over there. You're gonna help them build that. They're probably almost done. When they're done, that unlocks the barracks. Buildings in this game aren't accessible until you finish their prerequisites. So for example, like I am now building a barracks. Before I could build a barracks, I had to build a blacksmith. So it kind of goes like that. Town halls, typically that's one of the first buildings you could build alongside the mill and the storage house. Okay, those guys have finished the storage house, or storehouse, sorry. That allows them to bring resources from wherever they're collecting them from straight to there, the storehouse itself. And then same thing with the woodcutters over here. They'll do that. Food's a little different. They'll just continuously collect the food. I'll show you that in a second. The reason why they're not on there yet is because it actually takes time for the food to grow. Once it turns into a deep yellow, they'll be able to work there. There we go. It's just turned. We're actually going to put a lot of these guys, move them over to food, because food is essential in this game. It is very important that you keep up with your food production. If it drops below 500, you're not going to be able to produce troops. Actually, about that, if you control click, you can set your units to continuously create themselves infinitely until you cancel that by right clicking. So as you can see, it's now starting to produce pikemen, which are your backbone. You'll always be creating pikemen for most of their early game, maybe even late game, depending on your play style. When you unlock up to the 18th century, that's a whole other ball game. There's a lot of cool things that go on there. You may have noticed that while I was talking about the mill, that I clicked a couple things. These are upgrades that upgrade the capacity of the field, because eventually these will run out. And in the blacksmith, there's various upgrades for both your troops, your buildings, and your economy. There's another thing for food production there. Those are really helpful to make sure that your food rate is as efficient as it can be, because like I said, if you can't keep up your food, your guys are starving to death. Like, literally starving to death. Anyways, besides the point, let's get on. Let's grab a couple guys here. We want 5 guys. I said 5. There we go. 5 guys. And we're going to build a gold mine right there. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The mining system's a little different. You build a mine directly on the mineral. You can see it, this little logo, what kind it is. That's gold. That's iron, and let's see if we can find a coal somewhere. That's coal. Those are the 3 mineral types that you can collect. And as soon as you build that mine, those dudes will be chilling in there. You don't have to worry about them unless your building gets captured. That is another thing. If you don't have guys protecting your buildings, this doesn't happen to all buildings, but most this applies. If an enemy stumbles upon your buildings, they can actually capture it and you'll lose it. Your enemy will either have control over that building or the building will blow up quite drastically. It can actually damage your units too. It's kind of scary. So as you can see what I'm doing now, because of that, you can see here there's actually use unit as guard. You can designate guys to go and protect your stuff. It's pretty cool because they won't accidentally be selected if you're selecting troops who aren't guards. It's actually pretty sweet. As you also may have noticed, I set the peasants to auto-create. If you've played things like Age of Empires or Rise of Nations, I think it is so important that you're always producing villagers. It's like a staple in order to have a good economy, is lots of villagers. Always constantly being created. There's always, I don't know about this game yet, we don't have a real meta for it yet, but roughly 50% of your population should be villagers. That way you're always producing enough resources to keep producing a strong military, and that allows you to have the upper hand if your opponent isn't doing the same. Anyways, so automatically creating villagers, that's excellent. You don't even have to worry about clicking that button. After you first set it to go, it is ready to go. As you can see, our resources are starting to pick up a little bit. I'm having them construct a mine for iron because these pikemen cost food and iron together in order to be produced. If you run out of iron, you can't produce these guys. Gold is used for other units and upgrades. Pikemen, fortunately, they don't cost gold. Who does cost gold here? Musketeers, they cost gold. I'll talk about them later. They're actually pretty special in their abilities. Let's see how well our resources are picking up. Okay, so we're actually getting quite a bit of stone and quite a bit of wood here. So what that tells me is it's time to build a market. The market allows you to trade certain resources for others. This is essential if you want a nice balanced economy. Real quick, I'm actually gonna send some pikemen out to the outskirts of whatever land I'm on, just to make sure that my opponent isn't on this land with me. It's a good habit to do that. Always be scouting your land to make sure that your enemy isn't trying anything slick, getting all sneaky. It's just always good to do that. What else can I be doing while I prepare for the ultimate takedown of the enemy? That was a good little intro for you guys there. Just real introduction to the game. You guys now know enough to get yourself started if you're going to try this game. This game's brand new. There's still a couple little buggy sort of things going on. If I run into that, I'll explain it to you. That was a game save. Don't have a heart attack. So yeah, you guys know enough about the game. This is how you start. You know about how you kind of pick up your economy now, as you can see. Oh, that's my market being created. Excellent. So here we go. This is the market. I like basing my economy around spawning an absolute metric ass ton of villagers and putting them on stone, because these resources never run out. As far as I can tell, they never run out. You're gonna have quite a few guys on wood, but an absolute, like I said, metric, measured ass ton. Why is this guy collecting? What the hell are you doing over here? We have some wood collectors bringing. Oh man, they're fired. They're so fired. Okay, that's never happened before. Anyways, we have tons of guys collecting resources here. We're gonna use those surplus of resources to trade for things that we don't have a lot of, like gold. How do you do that? You press the number Okay, the rate's pretty retarded, but that's fine because we have a huge surplus of those resources. Ooh, we have quite the impressive number of pikemen now. And this brings me to our next building along with that. That'll be the Academy. The Academy is really cool. It's like your research center. If you've ever played Age of Empires 2, it's like your university. It also allows you to produce drummers and officers. This is a pretty cool feature of the game. Once I have that academy, I'll be able to show you just what you can do with officers and drummers. Let's have another couple guys here. See, this is what's great about automatically producing villagers. You'll always have some dudes chilling out who you don't necessarily need on those resources. You can actually build a dock on this map, which is great. As you can see, you actually don't build the dock directly on the coast like in Age of Empires. You kind of build it near the coast. What happens is there's going to be like a shipyard dock thing like out on the beach, and that's where your ships get built. It's actually pretty cool. It's relatively unique coming from my standpoint. Let's see. What else can we be doing? We can actually upgrade these mines. Currently they can only hold 5 villagers at a time, but if you click that little doohickey right there, that gets expanded. You can put more guys in the mine, so you can produce more resources at a time. Let's see, how's our food doing? We're actually kind of on the fence. We keep going up and down, so we're gonna put a couple extra guys on the food. That's very important. What else can we be doing? You can upgrade the effectiveness of your troops. Here's attack and here's defense. You can kind of tell. Go ahead and upgrade the attack of those guys so that they do a bit more damage. Very important that you upgrade your troops, because if they can't hold off your enemy, you will most likely lose, because it is so easy to have your village be completely overturned and captured just because your troops weren't strong enough to hold themselves up in the fight. So by now, yep, we've upgraded the mine, so let's go have some dudes go down there. That's right, all of you. Yes, got another 5. So each increment adds, I think, 5 more villagers. I could be wrong about that though, don't quote me on that. That is taking forever to build. Jesus, lazy little shits. We need to get more of you guys up on there. Let's get 3 more guys. Can't be afraid to hold you guys down on that. Oh, we got the university. Pretty swiggy, delicious. They have more farm upgrades here. Let's go ahead and grab those, because food is essential. Again, the more food you have, the less worried you are about it. However, more importantly, we can get those sweet ass drummers and officers. I can finally show you just what you can do now that we have quite the band of troops here. Here comes the drummer drumming away. You can't hear his drum, but trust me, he's drumming. And here's our officer. Look at his clothes, man. He is suave, man. Look at this guy. Let him turn around. You can totally see. Got the little feathery plume thing going on, rocking the 80s metal mustache. Anyways, okay, back to the point. What you can do with officers, and you have to have drummers as well, with the officers, is you have these little buttons here. This allows you to assume formations using a certain amount of units. It goes from what I've seen so far, 36 to 72 to 120, and then 196 is the highest I've gone. We have at least 72 guys here, so we're going to click that, and as you can see, it created a formation. So as opposed to this group of guys who didn't get selected, they're individual, so you can select them individually. They're kind of doing their own thing. They're not banded together. And you may notice these guys have an attack of 9. When I click these guys, they are all one unit. You can't select individually anymore. They're all one single formation. But if you notice, they have a 9 plus 2 for their attack, so they get a bonus for being in this formation. Along with their defense, these guys have no defense. These guys have 3, which is actually a pretty big deal. And if you don't like the way they're standing in this square, if you think it's too square, You can hit assume rank formation. These guys will line up like that. I don't know why they did it so messy. Let's get those guys in line a little bit better. Okay. So yeah, you can make them change formations. I like this formation more for like ranged units like musketeers and such. You can also do a square formation. I've never used this effectively. I don't know why, I just haven't. Let's get those other guys over there. Anyways, you can protect cannons and other ranged units, I guess, and that I never use it. I've never seen it used before, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna march those guys over there. Let's see. Take another look at our university or Age of Empires. Our academy here. There's a lot of economic and military upgrades. The military upgrades aren't really necessary right now because we're not fighting, so we're gonna focus economically. The woodworking tools upgrade is essential because it allows your woodworker guys. Actually, I'm going to move a lot of you guys over to stone now because of that upgrade, because it makes you guys way more efficient at cutting wood. This is excellent if you're going to be building a lot of ships or a lot of buildings. I guess that's kind of important. But other thing is, if you have surplus wood, you can sell that as well. Excellent idea if you're running low on stone. When it comes to our resources, though, we're doing excellent. This is actually an important upgrade in the blacksmith. Armored soldiers defense +2. Not all nations have this, but most European ones do. Very good because it allows you guys to hold their own better in the game when you're fighting your opponents. Oh look, this is like a river. Okay, they're like right there. Then that makes me like both excited and nervous. Because the AI in this game can actually be a pain in the ass. It's true. Let's get another farming upgrade just so we'll never have to ever worry about food again. Is there really anything else that I should be building that's kind of cool? Oh yeah, I can show you guys the diplomatic center. However, I never use this thing. I don't know why I don't use it. It's actually kind of cool. But I don't use it. It allows you to produce different kinds of troops that are not necessarily from your nation. So you can train like Arabian archers, stuff like that. However, they cost gold over time, like you think mercenaries would. But they're not the only units who do that. Other units that cost gold over time are actually cannons and ships. If you run out of gold, they'll stop working. So your ships will stop firing and your cannons will stop firing. Speaking of ships, my dock has finally finished. Where am I going to put you guys? We have 6 of you. I'm going to have you guys actually start collecting coal. Not all of you guys will go over there because only 5 guys can work there. So only 5 guys are going to build that mine. I actually kind of like that. Because it helps keep me organized. But this extra guy, we're actually going to have him start a gold mine. We're going to have some other guys help him out. Even though I select 33 villagers, only 5 guys came over. We're going to send that other guy away because we're going to overpack that. Okay, we ran into a bit of a problem, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have enough dwellings. Dwellings is a fancy word for houses. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Housing. You just build houses. You can queue a couple here. These add 15 population each. It's a nice supplementary way to increase your population. However, there are better ways to increase population. One of which, build another town hall. This is actually a really good thing to do because it allows you another source to keep creating villagers even faster. Not only that, but it adds 100 to your population total, which is an excellent way to add space, because not only are you creating a new villager producer, but you have an immense amount of extra space, not only for more villagers to be produced, but also more troops. The same thing can actually happen when you build a barracks. However, it actually provides 150 additional dwellings. This obviously is dedicated to having a bolstered military. What am I doing with these guys? Oh, look at that. It produced 2 at a time. Look at that. That normally doesn't happen. I've never seen that happen, but it did it. I got bonus points. Anyways, oh, I never did anything with this. So actually, a lot of these ships require prerequisites. So if I want to transport my guys, I need what's called a ferry, so I can actually ferry the troops across the river. However, I need an artillery depot. That's right, guys, there's cannons in this game. I think I mentioned that earlier that there is, and that they cost gold. So let's build one of those real quick. Oh, I can't. Why? You have to build a stable. See, it's kind of like a chain of different buildings you have to produce, which is pretty cool. Okay, these guys are done with their houses. I don't really care. We're actually going to build a second stable because cavalry actually takes a long time to produce in this game. But whatever, we don't really care. Let's upgrade this other gold mine that I had created so I can carry more dudes. Gold's pretty nice, just because gold's gold and gold's nice. Sell some of our extra wood for that precious gold. Also, same thing with the iron. I'm actually going to upgrade our iron mine as well because we're about to start using a lot of it for when we start producing musketeers and such. Oh, we actually have 122 extra pikemen here. So we're going to create another officer and drummer, and we're going to create a 120-man battalion, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so we upgraded this mine. We also upgraded that gold mine. Let's go ahead and fill that up as well. You can actually also upgrade your mines even further. I believe it goes up to 95 miners, which is pretty crazy. Here we go. We see that? We have a 120-man battalion right here. That's a lot. As you can see, the population size in this game is pretty immense. Right now I have a cap of 495. That's just 5 short of Age of Empires 2's cap, which is already kind of crazy. But you can have over 1,000 units in your nation, and you're only one of 8 potential players, which is kind of incredible. Let's see here. We got 2 units chilling, waiting to cross that river. I don't know why they can't just swim. Maybe they don't know how, maybe their armor is too heavy. I forgot about that. They're basically walking submarines. Minus the oxygen part, they wouldn't be able to survive. But that's besides the point. Now is not the time for sacrificial submarine pikemen of doom. Let's see. Ooh, you guys are all chilling, doing nothing. Let's get you lazy asses working. You're gonna build an artillery depot. You guys are also working on that stuff. Cool. There's no upgrades for the storehouse. That surprisingly disappoints me. I wish there was like more economical upgrades maybe. But there's not. So I cry. We have too many dudes on wood. I don't know why we have more dudes on wood than stone. I set both of these places to oh, I know why. Yeah, we set 2 town centers to be producing for that. Speaking of, we're actually going to have a new guy build a second mill so we can keep going for food. You may be noticing like, dude, why are you doing that? You know, we don't really need that. If you take a look at our food, it's officially dropping. We're not producing it fast enough to keep building because our population's so immense. You don't just keep the food that you produce. Your people that are actually spawned eat that food. So the higher your population is, the faster that drops. So it is so important that you keep up with your food and don't underestimate or don't overestimate your ability to produce food. We have 17 people not doing shit. What's going on? Oh, I see. Okay, let's see what y'all doing. Just in case our opponent gets all big-headed and decides to invade our nation, I'm going to build a tower. Towers shoot cannons. It's pretty cool. Oh my god, we reached our pop cap again. Some of you guys are actually going to build another barracks. Add 150 dwellings. And now we can also build a ferry. Ferry. Not the mythological kind, but the actual effective kind. Where are you guys going? I know what I'm gonna have you guys do. You guys are gonna go build another gold mine. More gold. We're gonna upgrade our coal mine to produce more coal work. Look at all of our guys. Look at all of our stone miners. Look at all of our lumberjacks. Again, we have more lumberjacks and stone miners. I don't want that because my economy is based around stone, not wood. Come on, guys. Oh, we're done with the extra barracks. Good. What do I want you extra guys to do? I'm actually going to take you guys on the ferry with me, which you can see is actually being built on screen, ladies and gentlemen. You can actually see your ships being built. It's pretty sweet. We're almost done. Ships also take a pretty long time to build in this game. As you can tell, this isn't a game that you can kind of just play in 5 minutes and be done. There's more to it than that. We're actually going to stop producing pikemen. We have a bit too much. This is going to be my reserves, auxiliary pikemen, and we're going to start producing musketeers. We're going to do that with both of these because musketeers actually take quite a while to produce. They take nearly 20 seconds per musketeer to produce. Pikemen only take 5 seconds, or 4.68 if you're one of those kind of people. But that's just because they don't want people to be all like super spammy with their troops. I get it. I kind of agree with that sort of deal. Actually, that brings me to another point. Every military building that you create will increase in price with each duplicate of that building that you build. So the 1 barracks, not that expensive. 2 barracks, it's a little bit more expensive. 3 barracks, what the hell? It's 30,000 gold, 10,000, you know, stuff. That's a little crazy, but again, it prevents you from kind of having an uber military. Oh, these guys aren't doing shit. That's why we don't. That's why we had so many idle villagers. We also have some other dudes that are just sitting around doing nothing useful. Okay, I know why. That's right. Here we go. We have our ferry. He's ready to go, so we're going to have him point towards the land. He can actually only hold on to 80 troops at a time, which is whatever. So that means we can't really put our 120-man squad in there completely. We could put our 72-man squad in there, so we'll have a bit of an expeditionary force. We're going to build another ferry, though. So once you do that, though, all of these guys are going to split up again. I kind of don't like that, but it's just the way it is. You have, once they land back on wherever they're going, you have to reassemble that squad. Not really a big deal, but whatever. We're gonna put some musketeers on that boat as well. I guess we can only fit 2 in there. I want more than that, so we're gonna take 2 peasants out, put 2 more musketeers in. You guys, what will I have you do? Oh, I know. Upgrade. No, never mind. I already put dudes in there. We're gonna. Oh, this is the boat. That's why. Whoops. 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 I know what's wrong. I meant to select you guys. Put you in that coal mine that we upgraded. You guys aren't doing anything either. What the hell? We're gonna have you guys produce another town hall. That's right. Another one. Why did it do that? I have no idea. Whatever. Oh, what? We already have the other ferry. Why'd that one get produced so much faster? That's a little weird. Fair enough. We can also produce a galley. These guys are like your basic military ships. They help protect your ferries. That's actually very important that that happens, because if you lose the ship, you lose your troops, which is not gonna have a good time. We're gonna put these extra musketeers in there. We're also gonna put some of our auxiliary troops in there. We do not want to just go in there with 1 brigade. Not a good idea. Actually, wait, we have 13 other dudes just sitting around. Where the hell are you guys? Oh, that's right. How'd you guys do that? That's right. Go work the fields. Gets food. So we're doing good on food now. We need to upgrade our troops still. Forgot about that. How important that is to do. How many guys do we have in here? Only 44. Oh. In that case, we can actually put some more dudes in there. Probably put our entire auxiliary force in there. keep upgrading our pikemen because they're our backbone of our military. Let's see, what do we need more of? Not really anything, but we have so much stone that's just ridiculous when you trade that. Actually, speaking of, we can actually make our guys produce stone even faster by clicking that. There's 2 upgrades to produce stone faster. It's a beautiful thing. Let's see, how are we doing on this? We still have room. Jeez. What should we do with that room? Oh, I know what we can do. We produce croats. Totes, my goats, we're producing croats. These guys, oh, they take 20 seconds to, oh my god. Hold on, we need more iron. There's actually an upgrade you can do in the blacksmith. Just give me a second. Okay, it allows you to produce cavalry twice as fast. Please do that for the love of God, because that's a little crazy. Takes over 20 seconds to produce those guys. We're gonna put more musketeers in there. But we're gonna put a tiny bit of cavalry. These are croats. They're kind of like Cossacks, but they're also like hussars, which are like the 18th century version of croats. They're basically light cavalry. They're pretty cool for raids, and that's about it. Definitely strictly a diversionary force. They can't really hold their own against tough units, but I like them because of their speed and their maneuverability. Oh, look at that, I'm very low on food. That means some training of units is suspended, so military units, they're not going to be producing those until we get over 500 food. But there we go. Where'd all our food go? Upgrades. Upgrades are expensive as hell when it comes to food. Apparently the architects and designers of all of our of all of our troops and technology, they're all fat asses, and they need buckets of food in order to keep their job going. Speaking of, we'll put more of you guys on food. I don't even care. Get on food. Also upgrade the food. Okay, we still have room. Look at that, our horses are being produced way faster. Why? Because we got that cavalry upgrade. See, now it only takes 10 seconds, which is cool. We're actually going to switch over to creating dragoons, which are pretty cool. But also we'll upgrade our combat ability of our croats. Make sure they can protect themselves. Are we maxed out? Yes, we are. Okay, cool. We couldn't take all of our croats for the ride, but whatever. Okay, we have a bit of a sizable military force here, so we're gonna take them. Oh, what the hell is going on? This is what I was talking about, like the game isn't entirely clean yet. It's doing some shit. Doing some mischief. We're gonna escort our ships, though it's probably not all that necessary. Oh, look at that! The enemy's just right there. What that kind of allows me to do is fire my ship's cannons over at this thing. The ships kind of act as artillery. That makes sense, right? Naval artillery. It's pretty cool. So you what are you doing? So from afar you can support your troops on the land. See if you can reach those infantry. No, you can't. Fine. Whatever. We're gonna start unloading our troops. They're probably immediately gonna go ape shit and send all of their troops this way. Look at that. The enemy has like the biggest army you've probably ever seen in the history of... Just kidding. That actually isn't much. They do have grenadiers though who can kind of hold their own against my musketeers. It's whatever. As you can see, we actually destroyed that building by sending our dudes near it, and it exploded, which kind of damaged our own guys. Let's get a unit going here. As you can see, our AI opponent immediately knew something was wrong. They can smell the stench of Austrians in the air. Explanation of these guys. It was Swedish. The Swedish apparently hate the Austrians. They could smell us in the air, and they immediately knew we were on their territory and came to defend their lands. No biggie. We'll kick their asses. We sent these peasants here. We're gonna have them build over there. We're gonna colonialize their territory like the Westerners we are. Oh yeah. Look at this conquest we're going through here. Our cavalry got wiped out, sadly enough. We're gonna send our boats back over to the other side so that they can ferry reinforcements over. How useful can our galley be from here? Not very useful. Whatever, no big deal. Let's just march through their town, wipe out the populace, and be cool like that. You can attack move your guys by pressing A and having them move. It's pretty sweet. You should try it sometime. How are we doing over here? We have a ton of these guys. Some good amount of dragoons. Did you see what upgrading your men does though? Like, look how good these guys are at holding their own in combat. They're totally wiping out even overwhelming numbers of units. It's great. This is what upgrades do, ladies and gentlemen. Look at their musketeers. Actually, that's a feature that I kind of like in this game. Is different nations have different looking units. Even though like we're both European, Austrian guys, they kind of have like this pole. First of all, they have metal armor, but they also have like a pole that they stick in the ground that helps them kind of steady their weapon. I like that feature. Apparently Sweden's musketeers don't look like that. They don't have a little support pole, which is cool. Also, I guess not really. Sweden, go home. You're stupid. You're not even popular. I'm just kidding. I love all these real life Swedes out there. You're pretty sweet. Okay. As you can see, we're totally conquering this guy's nation. When you walk by his buildings, they get captured. Not all of them. His barracks do not get captured. You can actually capture his citizens. So now I have Swedish citizens. These guys are capable of constructing their own nation's building, which is actually, I think, a really cool feature. Is you can mix your nations with different types of units. If you build with that nation's villagers that you've captured, you can almost consider it colonialism. As you can see, I also captured their own town hall, so I can produce Swedish guys. I actually kicked our opponent's ass. I didn't mean for that to happen. That doesn't always happen. It looks like he was just starting to produce a navy too. Then again, this was the normal opponent, and they are relatively easy to beat. Like, you can kick their asses no bueno. Or no bueno. I mean, no problemo. It is pretty bueno. So yeah, that was Cossacks 3 in a nutshell. Collect resources, build units, lots of units, always be upgrading your stuff, and conquer your opponent. This was a very basic example. I kind of completely destroyed my opponent, but hey, that's what happens. If your opponent doesn't stay on his toes, or he's just an easy and stupid AI, you will wreck them. This game is brand new, guys. I hope you join the community, make that community beautiful, big, and supportive of the RTS genre, category genre shit. Because the RTS genre is actually kind of dying out, so if we can bring that back, that'd be just so excellent. I don't know how this turned into one of those kind of videos, but hey, Cossacks 3, ladies and gentlemen. I may do a campaign gameplay. It does have a campaign. The campaign's actually pretty cool. I did try a little bit of it. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. This is Magic Mike. Hope to see you again next time.